Hello everyone, welcome to a very sunny Ireland. It's one of the rare days we have sun in Ireland, so I decided to go on a drive and show you some places. We're going to be exploring this. It's an old Irish abbey, similar to a church, but to be honest I don't really know the difference between them. So if you see in the distance, somewhere around here, there's an old bridge. It's a famous bridge. It was used in a movie. So it was used in a movie and a guy was flying his plane through, and then eventually he crashed somewhere. He crashed into a castle somewhere around here. And to be honest, that's all I know about the movie. If anybody is interested, there's more information here. So this building was built in 1206, which means it's 800 years old, more or less. And now we're walking into what seems to be where they would have just regular mass, where they would pray. You can see there's currently some graves where people are buried. I couldn't really find much information on the internet about this place, but it seems to be very big. You can see a lot of rocks coming from the ground. I don't know if they're old gravestones where people are buried. I'm not really sure, to be honest, but they seem to be everywhere. And now here, it seems like we're in a courtyard area, maybe the main area. This was open. You can see it's a square. Here we have a very beautiful arch going around, and you can see the sun. The sun is coming in through the windows. It's very beautiful. So this is my first time here. I've never been here before, so I don't really know where I'm going. It says on the little plaque here that this was the kitchen area where they used to make food. So you can imagine 800 years ago, the priests, the monks, making their food in here. It's amazing that it's still standing in such, it's not in good condition obviously, but it's still standing after all of these years and wars that happened in this country. Here we're going into the garden, it seems. We have a nice tower and a gate, a door, but it seems like you can't enter through here. Yes, you see the lock, so you can't enter. So I've just found something really interesting. I was just walking out here, and on the floor there is something. There's some shorts, and there's also some boxers, some underwear. To be honest, I don't really want to know what happened here. It seems like someone took off their shorts, then their underwear, and then they escaped through this hole in the wall. I don't really want to know what happened, to be honest. This is really beautiful with the trees. I don't know what's up there. I don't think I want to know. So here is another information board. I guess it shows what it used to look like before, but as you can see, it's very dirty. It's very dirty. You can't really make out what it says. If you like this video, let me know in the comments. I can make more exploring Ireland, different castles, different tombs, I heard somewhere that Ireland has the most amount of castles in the world. I don't know if it's true, but it said there was 30,000 in Ireland. Castles, tombs, ruins, abbeys, just like this one. And to be honest, if you're driving in Ireland, every 5 minutes you're going to see a new castle. This one is around 10 minutes driving from my house. And there's also, I would say, 5 more within 10 minutes of my house. So this door here was the main door to the area where they used to eat their food and they used to cook their meals. I don't think much cooking is happening right now as it's completely overgrown. But yeah, this place is very beautiful for 800 years old. It seems like they're doing some construction here. I guess so it doesn't fall apart. Because in buildings like these in Ireland, it's very common for rocks to fall off them. People get hurt. We're going to explore an old ancient tomb, which is around 5,000 years old. I'm not exactly sure, more or less. And we have my little car, my tiny little car, which we are using to explore Ireland. So I just got into my car and it feels like a sauna in here. It's extremely warm. I'm sweating really bad. I think Irish people aren't really made for warm weather, but let's make the most of it. It's currently around 30 degrees Celsius. We have around 15 minutes until we reach the tomb, so let's go. So I just got out of the car. I wanted to show you a really nice view. Here we have the bridge. This town is named after this bridge. The town is called Bridgetown, which is very original. We have some nice sheep here. This is a very good example of a typical Irish countryside road. You can see how tight it is. I drive a really small car, and even my car can barely fit on these tiny roads. So if you're driving this way and someone comes the opposite direction, it can be a problem. But we do our best. I've just stopped off in the side of the road. I just parked on the side of the road because I needed a snack. So I got this little orange. Tiny orange. Look how small it is. And then I got fake Red Bull. It's called Red Thunder. It's not as nice as Red Bull, but it's only 50 cents instead of paying €4 for a Red Bull, which is crazy. So as you can see, we just arrived at the tomb. Here it is. It's just along the side of a road. So I've parked my car here. And something really nice. So I guess you can buy eggs, apples, and cookies. Let's see what we have inside. So we have some eggs for €2. It's not bad. And here's a little box that you can put the money in. You can put the money inside. And then you just take your eggs. Unfortunately, I don't have any money, so I can't really buy the eggs. But it's pretty nice. So the entrance to get into the tomb, we have to climb these steps. I don't really trust it very much. Let's see. Whoa. We made it. We're alive. I didn't fall. So here is our first look, proper look at the tomb. You can see the size of these rocks. They're huge, and especially this one on top. So we can see all of the rocks, the size of all the rocks. We can see the moss growing on all of the rocks. So this one here on top is called the capstone. It weighs around 10 tons, so it's extremely heavy. So this tomb is around 5,000 years old, which means it's around the same age as the pyramids in Egypt, and it's around the same age as Stonehenge in England. And it was originally used as a burial place for rituals where they would lay the bodies of the people who died, of the deceased, and they would pray for them. And originally, when they found this place 150 years ago, they thought it was made by giants because the rock on top weighs around 10 tons, and it's hard to believe that they were able to move a rock which is this big and put it on top. So another amazing thing about this tomb is in March and September, in the spring and autumn equinoxes, the light will shine in from the sun. The light will shine in from the sun and come in here to this gap, and it will light up the whole chamber. So it will be shining really brightly twice every year. It's amazing to think that 5,000 years ago, the people who built this knew that on these days that the sun was at this point where if they position it perfectly here, that it will light up the whole chamber. I'm going to try and get out through the gap in this gate. Let's hope I don't die. See a nice spider web here. So if you want to read more information on the tomb, you can pause the video here. Over here, we can see a huge pile of small rocks. I don't really know what it was used for. So yeah, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you could understand my English. And if you want more videos like this, where I explore different parts in Ireland, leave a comment and let me know what type of videos you'd like to see next.